Donald Trump announced he will appoint Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, who is investigated by the Justice Department for sex trafficking and obstruction of justice, as the next attorney general, meaning he will run the department that investigated him. So if your goal is to own the libs, you got me. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. Donald Trump made it clear during the campaign that he would turn the government into a personal autocracy filled with loyalists who do his bidding, and Republicans in Congress are psyched.
The president-elect is also had a meeting with House Republicans this morning, and I want to play part of what one Texas Republican had to say about it.
There's no question he's a leader of our party. So now he's got a mission statement, his mission, and his goals and objectives, whatever that is, we need to embrace it. All of it. Every single word. If Donald Trump says jump 3 feet high and scratch your head, we all jump 3 feet high and scratch our heads. That's it.
Donald Trump says jump, we jump. If he says scratch your heads, we scratch our heads. If he says do the worm, we say what's the worm? When he says it's a breakdancing move where you lie on the floor face down and create a rippling motion through your body, reminiscent of the movement of an earthworm. And we say, how do you do that? And he says, just watch Ray Gun. She's really good at it. So good that she's my new secretary of breakdancing. Look, I don't expect anything other than total, unquestioning loyalty from Republicans to Trump. He has proven time and time again that you cannot stand up to him and survive in the modern GOP, but at least be chill about it. Don't you guys have any self-respect? When you try to pick someone up at a bar, you try to be suave. You don't walk up to him and say, hello, did you fall from heaven because you are an angel? I will do anything you ask me, please. Where are you going? Do you know I can jump and scratch my head at the same time? You know, I'll just say, here's hoping Trump never asked Elon Musk to jump 3 feet high because his vertical is just not going to make it. My man, you got to bend those knees a little. I can't believe I got to say this to you, of all people. Give yourself some propulsion, you know? Also, don't stretch your arms all the way out. You look like a dad trying to get the star on top of the Christmas tree. God damn it, I can't reach. Forget it, we're atheists now. And let me make clear that when push comes to shove, I believe a far more likely outcome is Elon Musk asking Donald Trump to jump 3 feet high for him. But that is neither here nor there. That is in the very near future. So Republicans are open about the fact that they're going to be compliant little servants, as Trump is making it clear he's going to push that as far as he can with his unhinged staffing picks.
We have seen Trump also announce his choice for Director of National Intelligence, the senior-most U.S. intelligence official in this country, as Tulsi Gabbard, someone who has been at odds with U.S. intelligence assessments.
Trump did make it official late last night that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy will co-lead what he's calling the Department of Government Efficiency.
President-elect Donald Trump's truly surprising pick for Secretary of Defense. Trump has chosen Fox News host Pete Hegseth as the next leader of the Pentagon.
He's just going to pick people he's seen on Fox News. There's a good chance our next Secretary of Transportation is going to be the guy from the Acorn Lift commercials. Now, as we showed you yesterday, Hegseth is a preposterous figure who has, among other things, been seen on TV throwing an axe and missing as part of some sort of lumberjack battle on Fox News. And that was in Midtown Manhattan. So bad news, he missed the target. Good news, the naked cowboy, now circumcised. Mazel tov. But Hegseth isn't just an axe-throwing buffoon. He's also a war hawk who is repeatedly called for bombing various countries.
We'll annihilate North Korea after we're dead?
Yeah,
I mean, we have to do something now.
There's merit in a preemptive strike, but if you got to do it right, it's got to be decisive. They used the killing of Soleimani as an excuse to say we're scrapping the Iran deal. We all know they were scrapping it anyway. So what better time than now to say we're starting the clock? You've got a week. You've got X amount of time before we start taking out your energy production facilities. We take out key infrastructure. We take out your missile sites. We take out nuclear developments.
That is
we
not
take out
a popular
port
idea.
capabilities.
You know how bad an idea has to be for Steve Doocy to push back on it? Doocy's kind of like the RA of that group. Mostly checked out, trying to be cool, but occasionally he comes by, knocks on your door and says, hey guys, I was cool about the weed, but dorm rules, clearly, no axes, guys. And by the way, that's the strongest pushback you'll ever hear on Fox and Friends. Remember, this is a show where the producers didn't even think to ask, should we be throwing axes around the most crowded part of the most crowded city in America? But this is what pisses me off about MAGA con artists calling themselves anti-war. They're not. Trump bombed at least 7 different countries as president, ramped up aerial attacks to unprecedented levels. Hegseth has even defended accused war criminals by insisting they shouldn't be called war criminals.
They're not war criminals. They're warriors who have now been accused of certain things that are under review.
When you put it like that, it sounds very damning. If you go on a date with someone and they tell you they were recently fired from their job at Subway and you ask why and they say, I was accused of certain things that are under review, that's when you run. 9 times out of 10, that means they stuck their between 2 slices of bread and said, hey, look, $5 footlong. If you're thinking. Maybe you're thinking Hegseth at least has some expert insights into the major conflicts of our time. Here he is describing Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
I've always felt like it was, from the beginning, like a couple days in, I was like, this feels like a Putin's give me my back war. It kind of feels like, I feel like you've been pushing pretty hard, and we used to have the former Soviet Union, and we're pretty proud of that. And Ukraine was a part of it, and all these other countries, and I want my back.
That's our next Secretary of Defense describing the war in Ukraine like a boyfriend who just got kicked out of the house. Becky, it's me, Pete. I want my back. Oh, you're throwing my clothes out the window. Very mature. Hey, that's my axe. Don't throw my axe. So Hegseth's appointment shocked senators in both parties until Trump's next cabinet pick, which really just threw everyone for a loop.
The president-elect making news by selecting a fierce loyalist, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, as his attorney general. Gaetz, who traveled with Trump to Washington today, now tapped to lead the Justice Department, the same department that was investigating the congressman for years for alleged obstruction of justice and for alleged sex trafficking. The congressman is currently at the center of an ongoing bipartisan House Ethics Committee investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use.
I was shocked that he has been nominated.
I don't think it's a serious nomination for the Attorney General. We need to have a serious Attorney General, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to consider somebody that is serious. This one was not on my bingo card.
Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. Wow.
That's what the next 4 years are going to be like. Members of the United States Senate just being shocked live on air. You'd get the same reaction if you made them watch viral videos of dudes jumping into frozen pools.
Wow.
Also, I love Republicans saying we need to have a serious attorney general. Oh, do you? You didn't seem to feel the need for a serious president. Your party chose a deranged criminal game show host with the same makeup artist as Pagliacci who can't close a umbrella. Also, for everyone who didn't have that on your bingo card, maybe throw out the bingo card because there's a whole new bingo now. Instead of numbers, it's just going to be symbols from the Zodiac Killer. B backwards Q. B backwards Q. So I think this choice is nuts. And it's not just because I have the woke mind virus, which I'm happy to say I'm finally getting treatment for. You know what they prescribe me? Ivermectin. And you know what? It's great. It's really great. I have no guy, so I'm eating a lot of crow right now and a lot of horse paste. But I'm not alone. Just to give you an idea how insane this is, here's how a Republican House member named Mike Simpson, one of Gaetz's colleagues, responded when reporters asked him if Gaetz had the experience and character to be Attorney General. Again, this is a real quote. Are you me that you just asked that question? No. But hell, you'll print that, and now I'm going to be investigated. I love an answer that starts with, are you me, and ends with the realization that you're yeah, dude. You're about to get audited, and I believe this is the technical legal term, up of the wazoo. Gaetz has routinely humiliated himself and made a lot of enemies on Capitol Hill with his gross and creepy behavior. Again, these are all Republicans.
I'll give you the truth why I'm not Speaker. It's because one person, a member of Congress, wanted me to stop an ethics complaint because he slept with a 17-year-old. An ethics complaint that started before I ever became Speaker, and that's illegal, and I'm not going to get in the middle.
This is a guy that the media didn't give a time of day to after he was accused of sleeping with an underage girl. And there's a reason why no one in the conference came and defended him, because we had all seen the videos he was showing on the House floor that all of us had walked away of the girls that he had slept with. He'd brag about how he would crush ED medicine and chase it with an energy drink so he could go all night.
Jesus, he crushed ED meds and energy drinks? Dude better stay away from Hegseth at cabinet meetings or he's gonna get his chopped off. Pete, watch out, I need at least 3 inches of space. So a guy who was investigated by the DOJ is now gonna run the DOJ. I mean, unless Republicans vote against him, which, I mean, come on. What's more likely, Republicans shoot down a Trump cabinet pick or they all show up to the confirmation hearings with energy drinks, ED meds, and brand new Gates pompadours? Thank you, Mr. Gates, for being here, and thank you for supplying the Four Loko and the Cialis. I'd like to be quick because something has happened in my nether regions that has lasted for more than 4 hours, and I do need to call my doctor. His own colleagues are saying he crushed ED meds and slept with a 17-year-old. Like a bunch of woke scolds. According to Politico, the Gates for AG plan came together just hours before it was announced. It was hatched aboard Trump's airplane en route to Washington, on which Gates was a passenger, while incoming White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles was in a different, adjacent room, apparently unaware. So Trump came up with the plan the same way a 4-year-old decides to shove a battery in his nose because he was unsupervised. Okay, Donald, I'm just gonna go in the other room. Okay, Susie. All right, she's gone. Give me that AA. Oh, no, it's stuck. Give me another one. I'll get it out. Oh, no. Good thing for Gates that he was on the plane because the timing for Gates could not have been any better for him.
After Donald Trump announced he'd pick Gates to lead the Justice Department, he resigned from Congress. The House Ethics Committee was set to vote Friday on releasing a highly damaging report on its investigation into Matt Gaetz.
Once you resign from Congress, that report likely will get buried. Potentially, it could still be made public, but that would mean that a Republican would also have to vote on the committee with the Democrats to release that.
That's right, Gates has already resigned from the House, just coincidentally 2 days before a highly damaging House ethics report was about to be released. Or, just as Pete Hegseth put it, he's not a creep, he's just a guy who's
been accused of certain things that are under review.
Now, reactions from across the political spectrum have been swift, with Trump's own former National Security Advisor John Bolton calling this the worst nomination for a cabinet position in American history yet. I mean, you forgot the word yet. Trump's still got plenty of time to outdo himself. Just wait until he names his Secretary of the Interior a bear who got stuck in a dumpster. We love Dumpster Bear, don't we, folks? He got out of the dumpster, and we like that about him. He got out of the dumpster like we're getting out of NATO. I know Democrats will be tempted to echo Bolton and make this about character and decency, but there's a far better argument. Take a lesson from the election. Ignore the John Boltons of this world. Make this about corruption. Make it about power. Who's Gates going to use his power to protect? He's already protecting himself. He's already protecting Trump, and he'll protect the rich, the powerful, anyone on Trump's side, the oligarchs, the war hawks he's filling his cabinet with. It's an administration by the rich and powerful, for the rich and powerful. Simply put, these dudes want to take your and Americans have to stand up and say,
I want my back.
This has been A Closer Look. Hey, guys.